Who knows what animal it's most associated with?
Chicken.
Correct. It is also associated with beef and can be also associated with milk and eggs. It's a bacterial infection, and the germs associated with salmonella bacteria disease have been causing infection for over 100 years, and over 40,000 cases are associated each year, but since some aren't as severe, there could be more than 50,000 that aren't reported. The way that it's diagnosed is you have symptoms that include fever, diarrhea, dehydration, and more severe symptoms can include high fever and dehydration. And they'll take you to the hospital and they run lab tests of the stool to see if the bacteria is in there, and further testing can be done to test the type of bacterium. And treatments, the infection usually lasts between 4 to 7 days. Most infections don't require treatment, but if you're dehydrated, they require like lots of fluids. More severe infections require antibiotic treatments, but since there's becoming more resistance to them, there has to be testing done to determine what type of antibiotic to use. Who can tell me some ways to prevent salmonella?
Don't eat like raw eggs, like cookie dough.
Anybody else?
Cook, make sure the food's cooked all the way.
Correct. Other ways to prevent is, like they said, don't eat raw eggs or milk. Cook it thoroughly. Wash hands after handling animals. Wash the surface and utensils after contact with raw meat or poultry, like if you're cooking vegetables, and to avoid cross-contamination of food. There are many ways that people can contract the virus, but the most common way is by eating foods that are contaminated with animal feces, coming in contact with pets or feces that already have the virus, and after handling reptiles and birds that are most associated with the virus. Who knows the most common food associated?
Like poultry and beef.
Correct. But it can also be associated with vegetables. One of the most common vegetables was the spinach outbreak about 4 years ago. Does anybody know of the most common outbreak or most recent?
There was a recall on beef a couple months ago.
That is correct. Another case was earlier last year, and it was the Heidelberg virus, which was associated with contaminated chicken. Over 134 people were infected. 31% of those people had to be hospitalized. There were 13 states infected, and 2 of the most states that had the most cases were Washington and Oregon. Okay. So everyone take out a piece of paper and write down these 2 symptoms and 2 ways of prevention.
2 what?
2 symptoms and 2 ways of preventing. answers are correct. 2 of the symptoms are fever and dehydration, and 2 ways of prevention are washing hands after handling animals and food therapy. Thank you.